Good morning, everyone. It is April 8th, I believe. And you're here with Gentle Yoga live from the Claremont Club with Sarah Little, me, and my husband, Lance. Carrie Ann has abandoned us for other better opportunities today online. And we're going to focus on hips today. I recommend that you have, good morning, that you have a couple of towels nearby and perhaps a fashion belt, or if you happen to have an amazing yoga strap, to have that with you as well. We're going to get started in a seated pose. So go ahead and sit down on your towels or on your blankets, and we'll get the dog out of the way and we'll get going. All right. I'm glad you all could be here. Here we go. On your butt. Bring your hands to your knees and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 slow breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Allow yourself to grow roots down into the floor, through your house, and into the soil beyond. And really let your roots drive down into that soil, looking for the moisture from the recent rain. Maybe you find a rock. If you're around Claremont and you're in this alluvial plain with us, there are lots of rocks to wrap your tree roots around, your branches around. But maybe you encounter the reaching branches, the reaching roots of another tree, of another plant. And allow yourself to intertwine the tendrils of your roots with all the people right now who are sending their roots down into the soil. And feel the collective breath. Bring your hands to touch your heart space. Lift your heart and bow your head. Make a commitment to honor your body and the sensations of your body beyond the desires of your brain as we proceed with our practice today. Release your hands, let your chin come up, let your eyes come open. And we're going to go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. You can hold on to knees, shins, ankles, somewhere along the chain of your legs. And we'll start rotating the pelvis around the thigh bones. So just moving. Inhale, let yourself come forward. Exhale, round back. And you might feel the shadows of the other things you have done or haven't done in your body this week, today. I've been working core work. It's one of the things that keeps me present in the moment so I can be available for spring break happening right here at our house. So I'm definitely feeling that. Next time you come forward, reverse the directions of your movement. Inhale as the body comes forward. Exhale as you round back. I'm just looking for freedom. Hips are a lot about freedom. They're a lot about movement. They're about our ability to change direction. It's the legs and feet are about finding foundation, about solidity. And then the hips are all about options. So we want to have lots of options in the movement of the hips. Take your hands back behind you. Roll your shoulders back, lift. So you think about the shoulder blades coming together on your back. Roll them back, the shoulder blades back, and then push them through your chest. And take a big old breath and exhale, release. And so we'll just push down into the fingers and draw the chest forward on the inhale, and exhale, let yourself round back slightly. Inhale, draw yourself forward. Exhale and release back. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, draw the chest forward. And exhale, release that space. Bring your legs out ahead of you. We're gonna rock a little bit side to side. I just want you to feel that little, the space of connection, the tissues that connect on the outer hips here as we rock side to side. And for me, there's a little bit of a clunk as I go across the greater trochanter, which is the outside edge of that thigh bone there. So you may be aware of that amazingness, and it may feel good to you today, or it may be feeling a little reluctant. Okay, now we're going to bend your knees and cross your right shin over your left to the best of your ability. It can be back at your ankles. You can make space, okay? And then I want you to bring your hands to your knees, and we're going to rock back like we've been doing. And then as you inhale, draw your spine long. Think about making lots of length from your pubic mound through the center of your chest, and begin to lean forward. So your fingers might stay on your knees. They might come ahead of your knees. Your elbows might come to your knees. Your fingers might creep out along you, all along the floor. But go for a space where your spine can be in neutral. Tomorrow is spine day, but today we want to get into the sensation of the hips. Press your bottom down. Grow from that pubic mound up through the center of your chest, and lean forward as you press the outside edges of your feet down. So you're getting this really firm sensation in your legs while you're leaning forward, okay? Inhale in this space. And then as you exhale, I want you to walk your hands either side of your right knee. So you're framing your right knee at this point in time. And for Lance, I'm going to bring him a couple of books over here. I happen to have books over here. And I'm going to bring that down so he can put his hand down on something. It helps to press into something to get the spine to go longer. So Lance, don't come so far out. Don't reach back behind you. Just frame the knee. Roll the shoulders back and get a little longer in the spine. And for those of us who've got a little bit more motility, you want to think about the outer hip going down as you lengthen the chest over the right knee. 2 more breaths. You might feel something in your outer left hip. You might feel something in your outer right hip. Sensation is good, pain not so much. So please avoid pushing towards pain. And then inhale and climb your hands up. We'll go ahead and frame the left knee. Draw your right hip back down towards the floor. Roll the shoulders back, lift the center of your chest, and then you press into whatever's available as you begin to reach forward. Yeah, and just notice there's a real temptation here that to round the spine and drop the forehead. I want you to think about pushing down into your bottom, pushing down into the outside edges of your feet, so you have something to draw from as you get your spine to go longer. So yes, it's hip day, and yes, the hips are connected to the spine. So there's going to be a lot of spinal conversation, just as there will be a lot of leg conversation because the hips are connected to the legs. Inhale, walk yourself up, extend your legs out and away from you, and then let's cross. Right shin comes down first, left shin in front. And you can hook at the feet, or you can bring your heels underneath your knees. We're going to give ourselves 3 of those spinal tilts, so spinal flexions, inhale and exhale. Sorry, I've got a tickly nose today. Inhale and exhale. And then come upright. This time let's reach the arms up and we'll inhale here. Let yourself get broad across your chest. As you exhale, turn to the right, bring your hands and frame your right knee. So it's a slightly different entry. The left hip is going to want to slide up. It's going to want to follow you. It's very friendly, like a little puppy dog. You want to tell it, no, your job is to sit and stay. So keep the left hip down as you draw from the front of the belly up, and then creep yourself outward. So you're only going to go as long as your spine will allow. We're looking for information, stretch information in the outer left hip. Maybe you'll feel it in the side body, in your oblique situation over there, QL situation. An oblique situation sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Sounds a little obscure. Inhale, come upright. Bring yourself to the center. Exhale, ground down. Think about all of those roots out there that are family trees hugging in. Reach your arms up, lengthen. As you exhale, turn to the left. Bring your hands down. Roll your shoulders back and start to creep yourself out. Make sure that right hip now is not following you like a friendly little puppy dog. You want to keep that bad boy down. You're lengthening to the left. Couple of breaths. Imagine those amazing root tendrils extending out from your feet and your legs and your bottom, keeping you in space as we move into these big muscles that stabilize and make so much movement and swivel possible in our lives. So good. Okay. Inhale and go ahead and creep yourself up. We'll bring the soles of the feet back together. And we're going to draw the knees in and drop them down. So as we're drawing in, this is moving towards internal rotation, and dropping down is moving into external rotation. This is going to play a part of our practice and when we come to our standing poses. But it's also just good to note, do you have access to your body in this way? Can you pull the knees in? Can you pull the inner groins and drop down as well? Drop your knees down as far as they'll go. Bring your hands back behind you. Oh, and now it's going to feel like core work. You may need to move your feet away from you slightly to make this work out for you. We'll inhale, push the knees down. Exhale, pull the knees together. Inhale, push the knees down. Exhale, pull the knees together. Inhale, down. Exhale, together. We'll do two more. Inhale, down. Exhale, together. Inhale, down. Exhale, together. And then you can, we'll roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. So you're using your shoulder blades to sort of shove you forward. Like you might put your hands on somebody's back and just nudge them forward. Lift the chest, your gaze might come up. Roll the shoulders back. We want to encourage the heart to be open. The center of the chest, our emotional center, to be present with us in our yoga practice. Inhale where you're at. Exhale, release back. You might take your hands back a little bit more to give yourself a little bit more space, or wider. Take your feet hip distance, and we're going to drop the knees over to the right. And inhale, come up, and drop the knees over to the left. And just explore. So this one, again, I was telling you guys last week, that this is a movement that Annie Adamson, one of the teachers who I follow, she's out of Portland, Oregon. She is big on this move. She says, this one, do it every day. But you can feel we're doing external rotation on one side, internal rotation on the other side, and you might feel which action your body's like, oh yeah, I'm down with that action, and which one your body says, oh really? We're doing that? Okay. All right, let's come up. Go ahead, shift over, take a hands and knees space. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. I'm gonna make sure I'm in the, oh, I'm not in the camera, there we go. Okay, take a hands and knees space. And let's shift the hips side to side. So just wiggle your butt, wag your tail, wiggle your butt. And Lance has done a good job taking care of his body, patting his knees. Notice if you need that as well. No pun intended there, huh? Need. Let's spread the hands out. Press down through the index fingers and the thumbs. Inhale, draw your chest forward, flip your tail up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, draw your chest forward to flip your tail. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, draw your chest forward, flip the tail. Exhale, round the spine, and bring yourself to neutral. Let's walk the knees so they're a little bit closer together, so you've got a nice stable base. And we're going to bring the right leg out behind us, okay? We're going to keep the right knee bent and draw the right toes back towards the knee. And then we're going to bring the knee so the right knee is hovering over beside the left. And inhale, reach the right knee to the right without flipping the butt up. So you're just going to keep the hips steady. Knees touch. Exhale, inhale, reach back. Exhale, knees together. Inhale to the right. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, back. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, right. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, back. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, right. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, back. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, right. Set down. Bring your forearms down. Turn your palms up. You can be in this modified puppy dog, or maybe it feels good to press your hips back towards your heels. Take a couple of breaths. Release your shoulders. Imagine good, yummy things happening in your life. Open and close your fingers a few times. And then we're going to come back up to hands and knees. Spread your fingers out. Think big, wide palms. Yes. And let's lift the left knee up. As you lift the left knee up, it's really challenging not to let the belly sag down. So think about the belly coming as that long line we've been working with. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, knee to the left. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, knee behind you. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, left. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, back. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, left. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, back. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, left. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, back. Last one, together. Left, together. Set down. Bring your elbows down. Release back. Open and close your hands a few times. Give yourself a little space. All right, and now we're gonna upscale it. So bring your hands down, and you can choose, at any point in time, you can choose to bend the knee, not take it quite as wild and free, okay? So hands are gonna come down, right knee's gonna lift, and the option is to bring the knees together, extend the right leg to the right, and kick to the right. Bend the knee, knees together, kick back, straighten the leg. So the option is to keep the knee bent, or to go for that kick out, together, back, kick or not, together, right, kick or not, together, back, kick, together, out, kick, and then let's release down. Bring your elbows down, Rest your hands, maybe child's pose. 2 more breaths. Come up, spread your fingers, make a nice broad foundation. Send your left leg back, option to kick. Bring the knees together, to the left, option to kick. Bend the knee, knees together, back, option to kick. Bend the knee, knees together, left, don't let the hip go, maybe kick. Bend the knee, knees together, back, kick. Bend the knee, knees together, left, possibly kick. Bend the knee, knees together, I'm getting kicked. Back and reach. Bend the knee, knees together, left and reach. Bend the knee, knees together, back, lengthen. Last time, together, left, reach, together, press back. We're going to sit up and take some wrist release spaces. So I'm going to use my hands on the floor. You may discover that it's better for you to bring your hands out in front of you, okay? So the first place will be fingertips on the floor, wrists facing the middle of the room. And if you can sit back on your heels, that's fine. If that doesn't work for your body, you can sit back on your bottom. So we're just looking to put some weight into the hands. You can either reach them out this way, or you're pressing the heels of your hands down towards the floor. And then go ahead and shrug your shoulders up and down. So you just want to acknowledge the chain of action all the way up into the shoulder joint. Hey, it's hip class and we're doing shoulders. What the heck? Okay, now turn your fingers out to the sides. You can add more weight if that feels better to you, or again, you can use your hands to pull back. Shrug the shoulders up and down. Turn the fingers in towards each other. For me, this one's more entertaining when I get a little bit more weight going. Think rolling the shoulders back as you lift the heads of the shoulders up and down. So you're moving the head of the humerus bone, the head of the arm bone, up and down here. And then let's go to the backs of the hands. So fingertips towards each other, backs of the hands. So you might be doing this way in the middle of the room, or you're pressing down into the mat. Shrug the shoulders a little bit, 3 times. Notice if you can still feel a little bit of tensile strength in your belly. You don't want to completely let go of the belly here. Then turn the fingertips, oh boy, that's going to be fun, towards your knees or down. Okay, shrug the shoulders. So any action that happens in our hands, of course, gets brought back into the rest of the body, any of that tension. So we just want to acknowledge that. We want to encourage that flow. Okay, now thumbs go forward and then out. So this one's going to be funky. Shrug a few times. You want to push some weight down into those hands, expand the hands out. They're super excited to do yoga. They couldn't think of anything else they prefer to be doing right now. Definitely not typing on a stupid computer. And then come upright. Okay, go ahead and send your legs out away from you. And then we'll, this is just a minor pause in your life. So minor pause, here goes. Hands back behind you, roll the shoulders, extend the feet away, lift the low belly. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Roll the shoulders, press your heels down, lift the center of your chest up. The dog is joining me on that groan. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's been practicing all his favorite sighing techniques. Okay, bend your knees, assist him with your hands. Maybe you cross at the shins and stand straight up. You guys always love that when I do that in class. Or you can swing things to the side and ease yourself around. Coming up to standing. Step your feet wide, hands on your hips, and we're going to go around in a circle. So this is just what we did seated at the very beginning of class, feeling this movement. Now though, the thigh bone, well no, it's still the same, that we're moving the pelvis around the head of the thigh bones. And go back the other way. So you want to see how many different corners of that rotational space you can touch. Okay. And then just up slip and down slip. So just side, like you're lifting one hip and then the other. And we're going to pay attention to this as we come into our standing poses. Okay. First standing pose will be Pasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Extend your arms out really wide, lift your toes up, bend your knees slightly so you can get the sense of those excited legs that we had yesterday. Pushing the calves forward, drawing the quads up and back, take your inner thighs back, reach, inhale up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, maybe the knees soften, fold forward, hands to the floor. Okay, now we're going to challenge things, hands to the floor just under your shoulders. If you need a chair or you can use those couple of books you had earlier, you may need that for your hands. We're going to come up on the right toes and bend the right knee and settle to the right. So just feel yourself go that way. Straighten out the right leg, bend the right knee, wave the foot to the floor, lift the left knee, lean, come up on those left toes and lean out to the left. We're going to go side to side. So right toes, bend the right, up, foot on the floor, left toes, bend to the left, up, foot on the floor. 2 more times. Right, and then left, and up, and right, and dip, and straighten. Last time, left, and dip, straighten, settle the heels down, pick up your belly. Either you stay in this half lift space, this Ardha, or you go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet and let your spine spill towards the earth. You may need to bob your knees here. You may need to do all of the work that we did yesterday. In fact, I encourage you to think about those calf muscles pushing forward while you draw the fronts of the thighs up and back and let your spine spill towards the earth. Take a few breaths. Notice what you're feeling in your body, where you're feeling in your body. Soften the knees, bring your hands to your thighs or your hips, come all the way up, and then we're going to turn the right toes out. We're going to do a little hip loading here, so it's going to get a little bit exciting in the pelvis. First order of business is always the feet, particularly in standing work, it's always the feet. So lift your toes up, both sides, why not? Look down at your right toes. Make sure that your kneecap, we talked about this yesterday, is gliding towards the space towards the second and third toe. Set those toes down, pull the heels together. You can set the back toes down as well. And now I want you to think about the inner groins going back. So it's this slide back, and then drop the tailbone down. The goal is that the pelvis is equal, is flush from left hip to right hip. Oftentimes, the left hip sort of nudges forward. And don't worry about if that's happening in your body, just acknowledge that it's happening in your body and work to bring that left inner groin back, okay? The knee to me is primary. The knee orientation is the first order of business, and this left hip back business is secondary, okay? Float your arms up. I know we've been here a long time and we're going to stay here a little bit longer. Shrug your shoulders up and down. Move them around. And then pull the heels together. Expand out through your fingertips like you're shooting arrows out through your fingers. And notice if that left hip is drawing up. Pull it down. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Smile. How about that? And then we're going to reach the right arm forward. I'm going to bend my right elbow and put it down on my thigh. Left hand can come to my hip to help me talk that hip back, or it might go up towards the ceiling. Push the feet down. Gather the heels towards each other. We're talking this the right buttock back towards the left heel as we move that left inner groin back. Still breathing. How about that? We really want to talk into these hips today. These are going to be long holds. You're not going to love me for it. In the moment, this is going to be one of those mountain climbing situations that when you're done, you'll be, oh, I'm so glad I did that. Okay, draw yourself upright. I'm feeling some intensity. I'm hoping you are too. Go ahead and straighten out the right leg. Make sure that you're still having that beautiful engagement in the front of the thigh. As we go, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Your hand might come to the inner knee like we did yesterday. It might come down, lower. You might touch your shin. You might come to the floor. You might choose not to, okay? Push your hand into your shin, the meat of the calf back towards your hand. Left hand can be on the hip or reach up towards the sky. Check in with that back hip. Make sure that you're not mooning the wall behind you, okay? That you're drawing the outer left, right hip, right hip, right hip back as you take the inner thigh back. Maybe your gaze goes up towards that left thumb. Maybe you look down towards the floor. Check your choices in your shoulders. And then you stay and you breathe and you really hope that perhaps I'm going to let you come out of this. Or maybe you take a break and you say, I don't need that one. Bend into your right knee, draw yourself upright, turn your toes forward, reach your arms up, swivel your hips around, go both ways. Notice how the freedom element is. Release the arms down. Okay, we're gonna do the same stuff over on the other side. So, first order of business, turn the left toes out, bend into the left knee. Lift your toes up. Get excited in those feet, okay? Think inner, outer edges of the feet. How is that business? Look down at your knee. Glide your knee a little bit broader, right? As we do that, this right hip is going to want to get friendly. It's that puppy dog action again. It's like, oh, good, we get to go. No, it doesn't. It's going to pull back. Every time I say dog, Fubo size. It's going to pull back. He hasn't had a walk yet today. He's going a little nutty. Pull the inner groin back on the right side, drop. It's that external rotation action. Outer left hips dropping down. Reach your arms out. Let your shoulders get playful. And then find steady. Shoot arrows out of your fingers. Smile on your face, why not? Pull your heels together. Maybe you sink aloha. We're intentionally hip loading today. So it's gonna feel intense. It's okay to have intensity. Go ahead, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Elbow bends. I'm gonna slide myself over a little bit. Elbow bends, forearm to thigh. Make sure you're not collapsing, holding the phone there. Roll the shoulder back. Right hand can go to your right hip to help you nudge that back. Or you might reach your right arm up towards the sky. Pull the feet together. Move the right inner groin back. Sweep. Outer left hip towards your right heel. Make a long line from the front of your pubic mound up to your sternoclavicular notch. Notice what turns on. Maybe even what thoughts turn on as you're in this space, yeah? This is not an easy space to just hang out in. So you go back to your breath. You feel your breath expand in your body and contract in your body. On your inhale, come up, straighten out the left leg. Think about lots of activity in this forward thigh. We don't want a limp thigh, okay? Press the big toe mound down. That's going to help you draw this quad up. Lengthen over. Hand's going to come to the inside of the knee, or maybe the inside of the shin, or maybe towards the ankle. Again, check for holding the phone. Don't do that. Roll the shoulders back. Lift. Whoops. Lengthen. Why not? Your underside body. Right hand may come up to the sky. Right hand might come to the hip. Roll the shoulders. Maybe your gaze goes up. Maybe you look down towards your foot, towards your hand. Use the power of your leg muscles to support, to think about drawing up from the earth. We're pulling up nutrients from the earth into our pelvis, and then we're letting those nutrients flow through the spine, up into the hands. It's fabulous. Bend your forward knee. Inhale, draw yourself upright. Turn your toes. Inhale, reach up. Soften your knees. Fold forward. Hands to the floor under your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to slide the knees side to side. So bend a little right, move right, bend a little left, move left. Do that a couple of times. Notice where your body says, oh yeah. We're doing a little intensity today. And you can all tell me, yes, sir, it's been intense and we've had to stay home, but we're just going to go with it. Lift your toes, pull your feet together. The poem at the end will be a total payoff, you guys. The boys helped me pick it out today. Grow your toes forward, Egan and Lance. Bring your left hand right in front of your heart on the floor. Right hand to your sacrum. Bend your right knee, turn to the right. Maybe reach your right arm up. And then right hand to your hip. Bring your right hand to the floor. So we're letting the hip slide on this one. Left hand to your sacrum or the hip. Bend your left knee, roll to the left. Maybe you reach. We're going to go side to side with movement in the pelvis. Reach the right arm. Exhale down. Reach the left arm. Exhale down. Reach the right arm. Oh yeah. Exhale down. Reach the left arm. Feels so good. Take your hands down. Now the hips are going to stay fixed. This is a challenge for a lot of us. So you may need to bend your knees a little bit more. Pull those heels towards each other so you really feel like, okay, I've got my calves with me. I've got my quads with me. This is all good. Lift your belly. Right hand's going to your low back. Palm down, elbow up. Roll the shoulders. Keep your hips steady. So your hand is going to be your guide there. Keep your hips steady. Turn just your chest and ribs. 3 breaths. Exhale, release your right hand to the floor. Left hand's now going to go to your bottom. Remember, we're not going to wiggle the hips around. We're going to keep that steadiness. So take a little softness in the knees. Pick up your belly button. Draw your low ribs back, shoulders back. Turn to the left. 3 more breaths. When we're keeping the pelvis steady, the spine does not, we don't get as much rotation. We don't get to see as far as we think we should. So the hips are there to help us. But today we're wanting the hips to be steady. Release your left hand down. Your choice, you can step or hop your feet together. Okay. Bow in, soften your knees, bend them a lot, hands to your hips. Inhale, come up, right. Let the blood drain. Arrange your clothing should that become necessary. We are going to turn ourselves towards the short edge of our mat. And then we're going to step the right foot back. So we're coming back towards warrior 1. And we're going to play in like we did yesterday. So when you're in warrior 1, you want space, right to left. Okay? So space, right to left. When I step back, I'm thinking about stepping back as if I were on a Nordic track. Come up on your right toes. Your hips are going to be pointed in the same direction, ideally. Lower into your right heel. Come up on your right toes. Lower into your right heel. Come up on your right toes. Lower into your right heel. Plant it down. Draw your right heel forward. Pull your left hip back. Bend in a little bit more into your left knee. Now check out the pelvis. Oftentimes, this right hip is nudging back towards the right heel. We want to draw the right hip forward. So for me, that's more of that internal rotation moment. Think about this inner thigh rolling back behind you. Reach your arms up. And then we're going to take eagle arms here. Bend your elbows. Draw your right arm underneath your left. Pull your left arm across your body. Or bring the backs of the hands together or the fingers towards the palms. Bend into your left knee. Push back into your right. Pull your inner groins together. Soften your face. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release your hands to your hips. Step your back foot forward. Take a moment, find yourself in space. Maybe release your arms by your sides. Reroot into the earth. I love the images of the aspen forest in Colorado and the fact that you have all of these, what look like individual trees. But when they've done research into them, they find that it's one massive organism. And there's some arguments, for that in the human family, that we are one massive organism. Sometimes many, many brains. But let yourself seek the support of the people who've come before, the people who've survived challenging times. And the hope of the next generation. What our actions will have fertilized for. Bring your hands to your hips. Take your left foot back. Bend into your right knee. And then we're going to come high on the left toes. Lower the heel down. High on the left toes. Lower the heel down. High on the left toes. Lower the heel down. Lift both sets of toes up. Think right hips moving back, left hips drawing forward. There's that internal rotation. Move the inner groin on that left side back. Drop your toes down. See if you can really power up the back leg. Straighten it out. Take your tail down. Reach your arms up. Bend your elbows. This time you're going to pull your right arm across your body. Or you'll bring the backs of the hands together, or you'll bring fingers towards palms. Work the legs. Right hip back, left hip forward, draw the tail, lift the belly. Imagine you're comfortable. Maybe you are. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release your hands to your hips. Step your feet forward. Release your arms by your sides. Okay, I'm going to step out of the limelight and I'm going to give Lance a moment to shine because I want to point some things out in the body. Okay. Step your right foot back. So we're coming back to that same stance. Step your right foot back. Oh, he's gonna shine all right. Look at him go. Shine on. Okay. I'm going to hear about that later, folks. Bend into your forward knee. Yes. Press back through your back heel. Nice. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Reach your arms up. Now, exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Straighten out to the best of your ability your left leg in front of you. Lift from that pubic bone. So just like we did in those forward folding spaces. Lift from the low belly space through the chest as you lean forward. Try to draw forward with the forehead. Beautiful. Yes. You might not get very far. You might get about here. Put your hands on your thigh, or maybe you come to your shin or your ankle. So this is pyramid pose or intense side stretch, Padasana. That's not right, that's okay. Notice that your left hip may have come towards your left ear. So you're gonna nudge your left hip back as you draw your right hip forward, and think about that inner groin, reaching back, reaching back, reaching back. Then notice if you've gone into the chin challenge, right? Are you pulling your spine forward with your chin? See if you can pull it forward with the top of your head. Oh, this is not easy work. Inhale where you're at. Exhale, start to walk your hands up your leg. Bend your knee, return to warrior one. Sweep those arms up. Longest class, oh, warrior two, okay. Towards warrior one. Sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. Hands to hips as you exhale, step your feet together. Okay. Left foot forward now. Nope, right foot forward. Right foot forward, left foot back. Same pose, Tanasana. Bend into your right knee just to get it settled. Yeah. And then press powerfully through that back heel. Nice. Drop the tail down, reach your arms up, inhale. This is warrior one. Embody that warrior one space. Nice, power up the back leg. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten out your forward leg. As you straighten the forward leg, think about that right hip back, left hip forward, inner thigh on that left side is drawing you back. Connect that to your heel. And then with the crown of your head, you're going to reach across the room. Crown of the head, the arm doesn't have to get involved. Lengthen, lengthen, beautiful. Yeah, you're going to get where you can go in your body. Most of us, that forward leg, hip, swings towards the ear. So the onus is on that back heel to stay down, the inner groin to move back, those adductors to move back behind you, so you can sweep the outer right hip back. Oh, it's big work. Intense side stretch, Padasana is the Sanskrit on that. I know you're all waiting for that. That was facetious. Draw your chin in, lengthen out through the crown of your head, and then bend your knee. Inhale, walk those hands up, reach up, returning to warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, hands to hips, step your feet together. Ah, okay. See how that feels. We're going to take that into the Pavrita Trikonasana, so a revolving triangle pose. So you're going to continue to face the short edge of your mat. Right foot goes back, left foot goes forward. Yes. Drive down into that back heel. Think about both inner groins drawing back behind you as you take the forward leg straight. And then I'm going to have Lance reach forward. He's going to keep his left hand on his left hip, and his right arm is going to reach up. And then he's going to reach forward with those right fingertips. And at some point, the outside of his, the right hand is going to come to the outside of the left thigh. Just lengthen forward, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Notice when your chin gets involved. And then swing your hand to the outside of your leg. Yes. This one is, in my body, wow, big challenge. Draw the chin in, roll the shoulders, and then now you'll notice that the left hip might be swinging towards you. So you want to think about both inner groins shooting back and use your belly button. Draw your belly button in to make your spine go longer. Belly button in, tailbone, shoot it back towards your back heel, crown of the head across the room. And you may notice that your breath got really stilted, or maybe it disappeared entirely. You want to see if you can make it become like you might blow up a balloon. Long and steady. Bend your knee. Release the twist. Inhale, reach up and out. Go ahead and reach all the way into warrior one. And then hands come to your hips, step your feet together. Still turning towards the short edge of your mat. Other foot goes back. So left foot goes back. Left foot goes back. Power into that back heel. Think about the inner groins reaching back, reaching back. This time, right hand stays on right hip. Left arm reaches up. And then you lengthen forward. You're thinking about drawing a long line from your pubic mound through the crown of your head. Sweep the left hand to the outside. Nice job. Oh. In many of us, the left hip is going to want to roll up towards the sky. I find I get more control if I use the inner thigh on that left side to draw back. And then, get that side body to go long. Push. You can use, Lance is doing a good job. He's pushing his right thumb into his right hip crease to draw it back as he pulls his shoulders towards one another. And maybe he's going green in the face. I don't know. How are you doing?
Gonna tip over.
He's going to tip over. Good thing I'm here. So pull the feet towards each other so you can build that stability. Nice job. Untwist, inhale, ease up. Step the feet together. That one's always very, the after effects of that twist are phenomenal. The during effects are a little intense for me. He's making faces at me, folks. Reach your arms up. Bend your elbows. Draw your elbows back. Pull your belly button in and lift the center of your chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend your elbows. Draw the shoulder blades back. Lift your gaze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend your elbows, shrug those shoulders down. Lift the center of your chest. And reach. And settle your arms by your sides. We're coming down. So I'm going to talk you down from here towards a downward facing dog. If you're not doing that today, that's fine. There's no down dogs necessary. But you can come down and lie down on your belly. So from here, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, flow your body forward, and then you'll either walk your hands forward or walk your feet back. Come up high on your toes, bend your knees, take your chest towards your thighs, take your hips up towards the sky, and then maybe you work the legs straight. Your heels may hover, you may keep your knees bent. We're going for the long spine. Think about grounding from your outer hips down through your outer heels and drawing up from your inner heels up into those inner thighs. All the way up into your pubic mound. Inhale, draw forward, put your knees down. Exhale and lower yourself all the way down towards your belly. Come all the way down. Yeah. So you're going to lie down on your belly. Legs extending back behind you. I promised you guys some back bending action. But maybe you want to take a few breaths while you're here. I have to be careful about what I throw out during one video for the next day, right? Like gets me in trouble. So we're going to return to what we were doing when we were on hands and knees earlier. So Lance is going to bend his right knee and draw his right toes back towards him. And then he's going to plant the left leg and really reach back through that left leg. It's the same business that you're reaching from your outer hip down through your outer heel and then up from your inner heel up in between your legs. Float your right knee up. Yes. And stay with it. So we want to keep the front of the belly, the front of the pelvis grounding down as we're lifting that knee and taking extension. So this is actually a stretch for the quads and strengthening for the hamstrings. Go ahead and release your knee down, foot down. Pause, let everything get quiet. Bend your left knee. Draw those toes back towards your knee. Yup. Sweep those outer hips down. Make your right leg now really active. Float your left knee off. And feel that challenge, right? That we tend to be really firm across the front of the belly, across the front of the lap, into the fronts of the thighs. And we want to transfer some of that firmness into the back of the leg. Building that space. Release this side down. Go ahead, release your left leg down. I'm going to roll a towel for Lance's ankles because the tops of his feet don't come to the floor. And you can do that for yourself if the tops of your feet don't come to the floor. And just let me know if that feels like it's too high. Okay. Then we're going to do the whole back space. So you think about the tops of the feet pressing down, the calf muscles pushing towards the floor, the quadriceps lifting up towards the sky, the tailbone swooping down, and then draw your shoulder blades onto your back. On an inhale, lift your head and neck up. So you're going to draw the chin in first. Chin in, and then the head lifts. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the head and neck. Exhale, lower. The more you anchor your lower body, the easier it will be to lift the upper body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now you're going to bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. So we're coming for Sphinx pose. Pull your elbows under your shoulders. Yes. And then we're going to make the legs be just as active. So let me know again if that towel is getting in the way. Push the shins down, the tops of the feet, the quads down, ground them. Push the calves down towards the floor. Draw the quadriceps up. The fronts of the thighs are drawing up, tailbone's drawing down. And then you'll see he's getting this long line, and he's going to think about shoulder blades towards each other. Nice job. And doing that push forward. Like I'm gently nudging his shoulder blades forward into his chest to broaden his collarbones. You do the same. We're going to stay 3 more breaths. You want to make sure that you're not getting a lot of input in your low back space. If your low back is being chatty, you come lower or you skip it entirely. But a lot of it has to do with that elongation of the tailbone and the action of the quadriceps. If you have the action of the quadriceps present, then you're okay usually. Release the elbows out to the side. Bends are innervating. They'll give us that of energy. They're also indicated for if you're having trouble sleeping, which I always think is an interesting combo effect. Okay, start with the legs. Walk the feet back. Find that space. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here you are still on your belly. And we're going to do that back bend space one more time. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Lift your head up. Reach those legs back, legs back, legs back. Tailbone down. Roll the shoulders. Nice. And now try, so I'm going to bring my forearms in. Try to press down through your forearms, broaden your palms, and see if you can take your arms straight out. Yeah, palms down, thumbs down. Yeah, there it goes. Press into the floor. Yeah, and drag the shoulders back. Oh, beautiful. And then let's release down. You decide. Your transition point at this time can be a downward facing dog. It can be a child's pose. It can be lying on your belly and letting your knees go side to side. So take space for yourself. Sorry about that little technical problem there. I'm glad you guys are re-finding us. So if you're just re-finding us, find child's pose or find downward facing dog. We're going to give ourselves a little pause, and then we're going to finish up on this hip business. Oh man, it's 12 already. Okay. I always have so many plans, you guys. So many things I want to do. Go ahead, roll over onto your back. Draw your right knee into your chest. Hug it in. And then we're going to grab your right ankle with your left hand. And take your right hand on your right knee and just rock your leg across your body. So cup your heel with your hand, yeah. So you can pull the knee in towards your chest a little bit and rock the leg across the body. I'm watching somebody with a different access to his body than I have to mine. So I'm going to recommend that he cross his ankle over his thigh and let the knees go together. So let the left leg go out to the side and back. So he's getting that same rocking motion. Okay. And then let's release the right foot to the floor. Draw the left knee into the chest. Cup the heel with your right hand. Bring your left hand to your left knee and move that leg right and left. So you're dropping your knee down, maybe you cross and you're letting your knees go side to side. We're getting to the end of class, but we're wanting to find that access point in the hips, find that sense of freedom of movement, bringing up our sense of security from the earth into our sense of choice that occurs in the hips. I can go right, I can go left, I can swivel around, you can do a 180, really owning all of that space, okay? Release the left leg down. I'm going to give two options right now. The first option is to come into a figure 4 stretch. We all you practice regularly. You're pretty familiar with it. Right knee in, cross, right ankle over left thigh. You can be right here. It's an awesome spot to be. If you're feeling like, hey, I've got more space in my body today, then you'll come back to that space we were just in and use the left hand on the right heel as you take your right hand and push the knee away and draw in towards your chest, okay? If this is pretty yummy for you, you might extend the left leg. You might say, wow, Sarah, that's more than I want, okay? So just notice, we're bringing the shin in towards the chest, pushing the outer hip away. We're, again, looking for information in the outside of the hips. I was worried when I was writing down class today that I wouldn't have enough to do, and I have more than enough to do. Make sure your breath is still moving. Either escalate or de-escalate. 2 more breaths. And then release. Draw that knee in. Go for a quick happy baby pose. So grab the back side of your leg, pull the knee in, or the outside of your, Lance is going to do both. I was thinking just one. We think about drawing the knee towards the armpit. Again, you can see 2 different bodies moving here in this picture. So for some of us, that knee goes handily to the armpit. For some of us, that knee is never going to get to the armpit, and that's okay too. Release down. Left knee comes into the chest. Hug it on in. Okay. And then you'll either go to figure 4, left ankle, crossing over right thigh, or you'll do that little cupping action where you bring your right hand to your left heel, left hand to the knee. and you're drawing the shin towards you, swoop that outer left hip away as you draw the shin towards your face. Maybe you extend the right leg as well. And you might discover that's more than you want, and so you back off. You might discover that you want more, and so you explore it. How do you make more happen there for you? Laura, if you're still with me, thank you so much for those kind words and for the invitation towards your friends there. Go ahead and release this side. Oh, we didn't do happy baby. So happy baby one more time. Both knees or just one side. You can do an Arda. Pull the knee back towards the armpit. Maybe you interlace your hands back behind. Just pull that knee in as you reach the foot towards the ceiling. Yeah. Knee bent. There we go. All right. We just got a package. We're good. It's just a package. Easter's coming. Or lots of packages coming. All right, release your foot down. And notice, do you want a little twist? Are you ready to just fall right into Shavasana? Yeah, maybe you need to swing the knees side to side. Do something that would be soothing to your body. You might need a bridge pose after all that pulling in. You might get closer to a wall and do a little legs up the wall action. So this was the group consensus poem today. What Do Women Want? By Kim and Anisio. I want a red dress. I want it flimsy and cheap. I want it too tight. I want to wear it until someone tears it off of me. I want it sleeveless and backless. This dress so no one has to guess what's underneath. I want to walk down the street past Thrifty's and the hardware store with all those keys glittering in the window, past Mr. and Mrs. Wong selling day-old donuts in their cafe, past the Guerrero brothers slinging pigs from the truck, and into the dolly, hoisting the slick snouts over their shoulders. I want to walk like I'm the only woman on earth, and I can have my pick. I want that red dress bad. I want it to confirm your worst fears about me, to show you how little I care about you or anything except what I want. When I find it, I'll pull that garment from its hanger like I'm choosing a body to carry me into this world, through the birth cries and the love cries too. And I'll wear it like bones, like skin. It'll be the goddamn dress they bury me in. Let your breath settle down. Feeling both the energy of that poem and the heaviness of your body after practice. I've gotten out about 3 different poetry books this morning. I was reading different ones from the books, and our son, who's 10 and a half, he's almost 11, he's sitting beside me, and I got to that poem, and he said, "Mom, that's a good one. That one has energy in it." I put a more staid one on my Facebook. as you're here in your body, letting go. Notice if you need to stay right here. You are more than welcome to linger longer in this space. If you are done lingering, allow that to be true as well. And I'm going to lead us in a little bit of breath-centered meditation. It won't be as long as we went yesterday. Notice your breath as it moves in and out of your body. We're going to start at 50 today, counting down from 50. This next inhalation, you're going to call it 50. The exhale is 49. The inhale is 48. The exhale is 47. Stay with it. Stay with your Shavasana or stay with your breath. And let us just lead you out. Or touch your hands together. Feel your body pulsing vibrantly as it would inside that amazing red dress. Lift your heart and bow your head. The light inside of me honors and celebrates that very same light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with us and with your friends. I'll go ahead and post this one to the club's page and to my Facebook. Have a beautiful day, everybody.